People have told me, and I wanted to make a YouTube or a vlog, like, time and time again, about just, like, the things that I've gone through, and, like, how I got to where I am today, but I'm shy. So, now we're here because somebody told me to do this, and I was like, okay, why not? I get asked questions all the time, and I want to write a book, but I just do not have time to write a book at all. I do way too much. See, now it's hot. Or it's just like one or the other. I'm looking 19 Crimes, by the way. Let's see, y'all put me on. I always wonder. Actually, I think my best friend's dad put me on, but being that I don't really remember if this is the one he told me, I might give it to the TL, but I'm pretty sure it was him. But yeah, it's quarantine and my nails are trash. My roommate used to do my nails, but I just moved here 2 days ago. She's not far, but I gotta go. Anyway. So, let's take it back to, it's 2020. I'm not gonna really tell you about my childhood. I'm gonna look like, arcade, I have a few siblings. I can't think of how many right now, because I count all of them. So I have my older brother, I have my little brother and sister, and then from my stepmom, I have my 3 brothers. For my father, I have another brother, and then for my stepdad, I have another sister. So yeah, 8. I think I've counted this before, but I don't know. Sometimes I miss one. But yeah, I grew up with them all over the place. I only grew up with my older brother, my little sister, and my little brother in the house. I raised them all. I was a straight A student. I was on the honor roll. Got an advanced regents diploma. I got so many awards for being a nerd. I hated. To this day, I hate award ceremonies. I would just go, be straight faced the whole time. I'm like, ugh, go walk up, get the piece of paper. But that's not the point. I was supposed to be a lawyer, or I wanted to be a lawyer. Growing up, I wanted to be the Elle Woods. I wanted to be like the girl in the pink car, or the pink drop top with a little purse puppy. You know, go to Harvard, all that. I wanted the whole 9, but then I woke up because law is not fun. I did law in high school, and it just made me realize how much I hate it. And being a part of ECS cases and dealing with my child support cases and my dad, my sperm donor. We're gonna call him my sperm donor. I've always called him my sperm donor, actually. But yeah, dealing with that my whole life made me just I got tired of being in the courts and just no matter what you do, the correct justice is not gonna be done. So I just kind of sold that dream. And then when I got to college, I was like, well, what am I gonna do? I was like, let me choose finance as a major. I chose finance because I was good at math. And I was like, I'm also good at psych. So it's like if finance doesn't work out, I'll do something with psych. So I started my semester in finance, and I absolutely hated it as predicted. And I was going through shit, man. And I just went through a rebellious phase and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do art. And then I eventually came up with the idea of switching my major to art education. And I was gonna work 5 years in a low-income school so I could get loan forgiveness. And then I was going to get my master's in psych during those 5, well, hopefully I did it in less than 5. But during the time where I was doing the 5 years in a low-income school, I was gonna get my master's in psych so I can be an art therapist, have my own studio and all that. And during college, I was always working in some kind of hospitality place. I was either a server or a counter girl, pizza girl. I hosted a little bit, but that just came with my other jobs. And I was never a host. Me telling you that comes up later on. But yeah, then I ended up switching to childhood education with an art interest because I felt damn, if this art thing doesn't work out, I need something to do here. That's when I was a little bit more skeptical about this whole life or whatever. And I always looked up to the Twitter famous artists, and I was just I want to be them one day. But I never thought it would, not that it's happened yet, but I never thought that it'd actually be something that I want to pursue and actually do. So the childhood education thing with the art interest, it just still allowed me to be an art teacher, but just in case art eventually gets cut out of all programs and things like that, I'm still able to teach kids English or math. And then your girl dropped out the second semester of her sophomore year because I was going through shit with my mom, and I had just moved into my first apartment, and I just couldn't handle everything, so I had to drop something, and I couldn't stop working because I was on my own, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. But yeah, I just couldn't bring myself to stop working, so I had to cut out school. And at that point in time, I didn't have any art classes. I only had reading classes, and everything was lecture, and I was like, fuck, I do not have the attention span to sit here and listen to you talk all day. My mind is going this way while you're right there. And then I go home and do more reading, and my mind is not present. And I'm doing okay, even though maybe one day I'll go back to school. But, for the things that I want to do, technically, I don't need it. So the other thing I do is I'm an event planner. The first party I planned was just a bash. I just wanted to see what I could do and what my pull was like, and that was a big success. So I kept saying I want to throw a puff painting set. And then one day I got drunk with my friends, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna throw a puff painting set. And I booked my venue, and then I just did it. And that was also a great turnout. With me losing my mind in the process a little bit, of course. But yeah, it was definitely something I want to continue with. And I do have my partner now, who you guys will see hopefully at some point. I didn't even work on my Hey YouTube, but I'm probably not even gonna edit this video because I'm lazy. I'm very lazy, and I don't know how to do that. This is really bothering me. It's really empty. It won't be though, I promise. I've only been here 2 days. But let's backtrack a little bit. I'm surprised that I'm actually remembering what I was talking about. And this lighting will make me look mad ugly. Like, I'm not even oily, I'm just radiant. So when I was 18 years old, it was 2016. It was December 14th. Yeah, it was December 14th. It was 3 a.m. 4 days before that, I had just gotten kicked out of school for being a titiri. Let's just leave it like that. And 4 days later, I got kicked out of my house. I'm not gonna tell you like all of why, because you don't need to be my business that much. But basically, how do I put it without telling you? But my mom didn't agree. The same thing. I was doing my homework, and she came into my room. It was like 2 a.m. at this point in time. She's like, "What are you doing up? Like, it's late." And you know, I was in college, so I was used to being up late doing my homework. But I'm not gonna tell you the part actually. Anyway, so long story short, she looked at my phone and didn't really like what she saw, and we just didn't really agree. So she kicked me out, and my stuff was still like pretty much packed because I had just like came from school. And in those messages too, I'm not gonna tell you that actually. But I had $100 in my name. I picked up as much as the packed shit I could, and I was like, all right, I'm doing this. Like, I'm leaving. I'm going to be, I gotta do this. I gotta do it. And I walked out, 0 degrees outside. Yo, I walked down the block. I could hardly carry that. So, saw some man. At this point in time, I was like, what am I gonna do? So I was like, hey, can I borrow your phone? And I called a cab. I took a $65 cab to Jersey. I slept in a car that night in my school's parking lot. And mind you, it's December, so it's like finals week now. I still ended up basically failing the semester because I couldn't finish out the 2 weeks, and I ended up going to take my communications final that morning. Got an A in that class actually, but I gave my speech and I did. Yeah, I had to go because I just couldn't take being in the class any longer. But that morning, out of the car, I had gone to the art building, did my hair, brushed my teeth, and then gone to class. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget all of this actually, but then that night, my best friend's mom picked me up, and I ended up staying with her until school started again. And then my school was about to not let me like dorm again. Well, they didn't in the beginning, and I ended up living in my ex-girlfriend's house for a few months, and then eventually I fought my way to moving back onto campus. And then from there, that summer, I had lived in my mom's house for a week, and then I moved into like this summer house with these girls. It was my roommate, and I feel like every time I move, it's always out on a fucking limb. Like, it's always done so fast and in a rush. It's crazy. But I had moved into this girl's house because I had lived in this apartment in East Orange. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But it was newly renovated. And I was living with like roommates that I met on Facebook that I hung out with a few times. And it was just, again, something I had to do at that point in time. I lived with them a week, and we had agreed that I was like, we were sectioning off the living room, and I was gonna live in there. And then they wanted to be like, oh, like, we're not doing that anymore. We want a full living room so we can have an office. But they decided to tell me this after I agreed to move in with them. So my thing was, you knew what you were doing. You just wanted me to agree to move in with you. So before giving them any money and everything, they weren't charging me money the first 2 weeks. But they wanted me to live. It was a couple and their guy best friend. They wanted me to live in a room with the guy best friend, and I was like, no, like I don't know, I'm like stupid. So I escaped, and that's when I lived in my mom's house for a week, and then I moved into that house with those girls, and I never saw them or anything. It was like 8 of them, honestly, but I just lived in the attic of my coworker. Then school came back around, moved back to campus. Honestly, me and the whole, I got in trouble a lot on campus, in the dorms, honestly. Because the RHD was always accusing me of smoking, but like he was right, but it was just never when I was smoking. So I was like, it's not me. But I never really got in trouble for that, you know. It was just them being like, so what you up to? By the way, I don't own any rights to this music. I don't know how that shit works. I'll figure it out later. But just to put that out there, save my ass. Yeah, moved back to campus, and then I just realized I really don't like when people tell me what to do. So my friend had hit me up like, let's get an apartment. I was like, let's. And I got an apartment, moved in December 2017. And then I stayed there till March 2019. Yeah. And then I moved into my last apartment. And I only moved out because my ex's sister and me bumped heads a lot. Like, a lot. She ended up living with me because she had a situation where she had to leave her last apartment and did her a favor and turned my living room into a room for her, put up a door. I used to live in the attic, loved my space, oh my God. And I moved downstairs for her, giving my other roommate that space. And it just ended up being the worst situation in the end. So, long story short, I moved out. And I rushed into another apartment again. Because I had to. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to go. And I feel like I'm always on the go, but life. And then from there, I moved into this apartment. And this apartment came because I was gonna move into a townhouse with my roommate. Shit hit the fan and he wasn't able to, and I'm just like, damn, like, what now? I had to make the decision if I was gonna take all the options that were offered to me from my friends and my family, like, don't worry, you can stay with me, We're in quarantine, mind you, and everything. But I was just like, I'm so fucking tired of moving. Like, I've moved so many times in the last 4 years. And I was just like, the amount that I would have paid getting the bougie apartment with my anticipated roommate, I'd be paying, like, I'm only paying a little bit more than I would have been paying then. And I think that was just a step to realize that I can live on my own, that I can afford it. And I had about 30 seconds to figure it the fuck out, and I was like, I'm gonna live by myself. I was calling places. Oh my God. My phone, oh my God. I was losing my mind because I was about to do my little last Firescape photo shoot with my Aaliyah tee that I made, you know, GemmeLLC.com. You know, once I figure out how to edit shit, I'm gonna click the link. But yeah, I like the fact that people tell me that I inspire them. I think that's inspiring in itself, because I didn't mean to do that. Like, I just be talking to talk, and most of the time I'd be talking to myself, and then, you know, sometimes people talk back, but to be told that I'm inspiring, you know, warms my heart a little bit, because thanks. You can be inspiring too. You will be inspiring. And one day I'm gonna be a motivational speaker and shit, but the time is not now. I'm too busy. And speaking of busy, I gotta go cook dinner.